If you've been following our Polkadot coverage, then you'll know how excited we are about Polkadot's 2.0 upgrades, but I don't think anyone expected what's coming next. Because Gavin Wood just revealed an even more bullish update past Polkadot 2.0. And if you weren't already hyped, then this jam chain promising to completely revamp the Polkadot relay chain will definitely do the trick. In his new gray paper, Gavin describes a whole new foundation for blockchains, ushering in what could easily be defined as the fourth generation of cryptographic architecture. But admittedly, it's pretty dense, and even we had to spend a while researching it. So today, that's exactly what we're going to try to explain in a few minutes. We'll break down its specifics and why we think it will not only save the ecosystem, but continue to crush its biggest barriers and allow Polkadot to flourish with dApps that benefit both users and devs. Alright, so Jam is coming to Polkadot, and Gavin Wood has surprisingly come out of his developer den to share the news. He's been on a sort of press tour, if you haven't noticed lately, showing up on Real Vision, doing guest Twitter spaces, and now showcasing Jam at universities all around the world. And it honestly couldn't have come at a better time, because as some of you all know, in the last few months, even though the 2.0 upgrades are releasing, Dot has definitely had its fair share of issues highlighted by its community. And that's probably because it's faced tough competition from ecosystems encroaching on Polkadot native narratives, like Celestia's DA layer and Chainlink's interoperability standard, Polygon's new chain Avail, and even Solana's Firedancer. But these things happen to every ecosystem, and Polkadot isn't immune to it. Yet, what's different is how Polkadot continues to evolve and build upon itself even in the midst of a bear market when things seem down. There's been massive strides, not just in the protocol itself via upgrades, but also through governance from the community, sponsoring things like Connor Daly's Indy 500 race car and Messi's Inter Miami Major League Soccer team. So with the bull market upon us and several narratives starting to pick up steam, Gavin Wood's new gray paper and the Jam Chain announcement were exactly what the Dot community needed to set a tone for the future. Now, without further ado, what is Jam? And what is actually changing for Polkadot? Jam stands for Join, Accumulate, Machine. It's a new design that will replace the current Polkadot relay chain and free up multiple parts of Polkadot's current architecture, allowing apps to work more effectively on the new relay chain itself. It can launch basically just about anything onto itself, like smart contracts. So you can think of it like an EVM or Ethereum virtual machine, but in this case, a PVM or Polkadot virtual machine. Remember, in its current state, the Polkadot relay chain is focused on security and consensus of all the rollup chains or parachains. It doesn't actually have the ability to run smart contracts directly on it, but once Jam is implemented, it will. And Jam allows much more than that, because the chain will be more minimalistic, modular, and generic, allowing entire apps or any bits of code to run on the relay chain itself. In other words, a chain truly ready to become the world's first capable global computer, meaning developers can build seamlessly both in a flexible and interoperable environment while maintaining the highest levels of security that crypto has to offer. This opens up new possibilities for cross-chain interactions that we've never seen before. Think of it like using Ethereum's DeFi dApps and Avalanche's games together at the same time, but built on top of one megachain. That's basically Jam. Now, technically, this is still possible on the current model of Polkadot, but the difference is that now XCM is being enabled more dynamically to service all kinds of applications, not just parachains. This is because Jam also provides synchronous composability across heterogeneous services. This means that different services can work together in real time, enabling new kinds of interoperability applications. This new flexibility, combined with the proven scalability of the substrate framework and security of Polkadot itself, will exponentially increase the attractiveness of Polkadot to builders, developers, and Web2 businesses seeking to build and experiment in Web3. This means that whether you're a tinkering entrepreneur with a big idea or an enterprise with a big customer base, Polkadot will be an attractive home for a Web3 campaign. And even though Jam will be essentially a transactionless chain, dApps or parachain teams will still need to use Dot to purchase core time or block space to function. So yes, Jam will still secure its app chains. Your favorite parachains are still and will continue to be safe into the future. But with Jam, Polkadot will be truly prepared to bring anyone in the world easily on chain. Now, here's the thing. Jam probably won't be launching for another 18 to 24 months at the earliest. So why are we so excited about this when that seems like a crypto eternity away? It's huge for many reasons, because it represents an endgame of block space like crypto has never seen before. Block space will finally reach a level of seamless flexibility accessible accessibility, and security that can truly handle billions of people on-chain like the original vision of Web3. A true world computer built on honesty and accountability. And it's funny because this was actually the original intent of Ethereum. If we go back in time nearly a decade ago and listen to what Gavin was proposing to Ethereum-interested people, it's really interesting because it sounds eerily similar to what Jam is proposing now. Ethereum has turned from the vision of universal compute to more of a computerized monetary layer for the internet. But as a flexible computing network fit for true adoption by billions of users and developers from all economic backgrounds and all over the world, Ethereum falls short. And Jam is now perfectly positioning Polkadot to capture huge market share for this gaping hole of opportunity, a need for a truly global scale, verifiable, and decentralized cloud computing network. An AWS behemoth focused on freedom without the fragmentation of added L2 and now even L3 networks. And this vision for DOT also centers the brand and mindshare of the community back onto Polkadot instead of fragmenting into specific app-chain communities. Jam represents a new strong narrative of ushering in the true fourth generation of blockchain infrastructure that is unlike anything we've ever seen. How do we bring companies like TikTok onto a decentralized chain where users and creators can truly own their own social graph? How do we foster an army of indie game developers and players with small budgets on a trustless environment where they can truly own their billions of hours of playtime and work? Jam truly makes this possible. So how does this save the DOT ecosystem? For those wondering how this model accrues value to Polkadot and holders, the scale of on-chain trustless computation that Jam enables will bring volume that traditional crypto can't even dream of. In the words of Gavin Wood, we're talking TPS approaching speeds 500,000 times faster than Ethereum.
They say 500,000 times the EVM computation performance across Jam, and maybe into the millions.
As huge enterprises continue to find security and scalability building on-chain, the demand from institutions to own what is essentially the world's fastest, most secure, and most decentralized world compute network will very likely skyrocket. Not to mention the enormous number of businesses building app chains and smart contracts and deploying code directly to the Jam chain. This introduces more token demand and value accrual as teams will have smart contracts on the Relay chain itself, so more uses for DOT will be unlocked. But do we really need that much TPS? Well, many people in crypto don't realize how big the need is for secure block space. The entire size of the internet itself is something like 60 zettabytes and growing. And 1 zettabyte is like 1 trillion gigabytes. For reference, 1 Ethereum block is 12 megabytes at max. Now, we're not trying to throw shade, but if we are truly going to bring the world on chain and move money and data forward, not just smoke and mirror pump and dump tricks and metrics, then Jam may be the only way to truly do it. And that makes us very bullish for the future of Polkadot. Thanks for watching. For more crypto news and education, follow us.